Yeah, I got really lucky getting in there actually because I applied for a physio degree part time, and they said that I needed to get some experience. So I started applying to local hospitals, and they were asking for experience as a physio assistant. So I was hitting a dead end, and then I applied for Great Ormond Street, and for whatever reason, they wasn't expecting experience on your CV before they would interview you. So I got offered a job in rheumatology, and in Great Ormond Street Hospital, rheumatology mainly covers things like childhood arthritis, some rare conditions, but there was a large bulk of people that were there, or children that were there, that experienced issues with hypermobility. And that's probably the most common sort of condition that people might have heard of as well, because people might call it double jointed. And there's different types of hypermobility, and they've got a special term called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And that is like an overpinning of different conditions with issues with connective tissue. So people that had extremely flexible joints would have real issues with getting started with walking as babies, and each milestone was quite challenging for them. So that was why we would have those children into Great Ormond Street. But yeah, you had really rare conditions that you would never hear of unless you were there, like juvenile dermatomyositis, which was a really interesting condition that when a child experienced it, they would lose control of their sort of central muscles, so your core and your neck. So they'd go from being able to be functional, and then they'd lose all of their strength, and they wouldn't even be able to lift their head up. But the great thing was, through medication, that would really help them quickly, and then they would come to the physio department, and we would start to rehab them and get them back to where they want to be. And it was great because I ran a 2-week intensive rehab program where children would come twice a day, and you would just run through exercises to help build their strength and fitness, and then they'd be discharged at the end, hopefully back to school and back to normal life.